What up, y'all? I'm back with another video, another review, and I'm here to review the newest, well, not newest, but the collaborative studio album from Ninth Wonder and Murs and Ninth Wonder. The Iliad is dead and the Odyssey is over. Now, y'all know who Ninth Wonder is. Legendary producer from the trio, former member of the trio Little Brother with Fonte and Big Pooh. Murs, some of y'all may know him for his music. I'm sure a lot of y'all do, but some of y'all may also know him for being on Hip Hop DX. I'm pretty sure he's still there, and he does the breakdowns every now and again on a topic or subject that he feels, or maybe Hip Hop DX feels is important. And I think he's the right guy to do that because he really does break it down in a way that I feel like only he could do it, because he just seems so philosophical, and the fact that this project's even called "The Iliad is Dead and the Odyssey is Over" is of course being references to the writings by Homer. Being a fan of Greek mythology, I could not let this project slip. I was gonna let it slip anyway because of course, Murs is dope. Strange Journey into the Unimaginable last year was one of my top 12 favorite projects of the year, and Ninth Wonder just being Ninth Wonder, I couldn't just let this project slip by. But especially with a title like this, "The Iliad is Dead and the Odyssey is Over," and like I said, just being a Greek mythology fan myself, I mean, I mean, I just could not let this slip. Haven't finished these books yet, but yeah. So I finished listening to the album though. I'm gonna finish this review up, of course, but I need to finish these books as well. Back in May, I just came back actually from Greece. That's where I got the books from, and but yeah, hell, even got this Lysistrata for Aristophanes, and this is just a book about the great men and their lives and work from ancient Greece. So yeah, I just couldn't let this project slip up, go unnoticed or unreviewed by my channel, because too much shit going on that I'm into. Hell, I even look at this: statues of Poseidon, statues of Socrates, and statue of Plato. So yeah, this was not gonna go unreviewed no matter what. Even if I ended up not liking it, I tend to not review anything that I don't like, but this was gonna get reviewed anyway. And I knew I was gonna like it anyway, though. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The first track is Murs, Ninth Wonder, and the Soul Council. I was seeing mainly I've been leading up into the album that it was just Murs and Ninth Wonder, but once I streamed the album, I was seeing Murs, Ninth Wonder, and the Soul Council. So it's gonna be a long title. Murs, Ninth Wonder, and the Soul Council. The Iliad is dead and the Odyssey is over. Review. That's gonna be one hell of a freaking title. Long ass title. The first track is The Hulk, which, to be honest here, I've never really heard Murs like this, as far as his attitude and braggadocio. Um, I've really never heard this before, and he's just talking about how he won't take shit from those who talk shit or try to step to him, and how he even pull the trigger on a nigga if they get too close to him. And he talks about how he's been putting it down since the late '90s, and he's really expressing some LA pride here, on some street shit. And he talks about seeing MCs as his apprentices, and there was even a one line that it went over my head at first. I forgot to write it down though. But yeah, I just never heard Murs like this before, as far as his attitude and braggadocio. It was different, to say the least. And to start the album off like that, that was cool to see. Track number 2, Cancun '08, featuring Pookie Brown and Silk Money. Really following on the surprise of the first track here from Murs, and so are Pookie and Silk. They have that same kind of attitude, flow, and mentality, which I haven't heard of those two, but they follow up just like Murs does off the first track. So just keeping that same edge for the first two tracks. Then on the third track, My Hero featuring Heather Victoria. It's a story about a girl who gets um, turned out. Really, it's sad, but the beat doesn't really give it that sad vibe. I mean, it kind of does because it's kind of jazzy. Not saying that jazz is um, sad music, but sometimes it can be. But just a story about a girl who was turned out and grew up in a rough environment, and eventually it got to a point where she killed her pimp. I believe she killed somebody, and I want to believe that it's her pimp it was her pimp that she had um, murdered. And just a nice change of pace from the first two tracks. And just to have a story like this in here, it kind of reminded me of Brenda's Got a Baby by Pac, of course, except, of course, this track wasn't about having a baby or getting molested and then having a child and then throwing a baby in a dumpster. Like, it was this track. It just felt similar, though, because she was getting pimped. She was getting turned out, getting pimped. So, yeah, the next track, Gas Station, Gucci Belt. Once again with the braggadocio here. Um, I'm not gonna say it's a common theme because as the album progresses, we move away toward Murs Ninth Wonder and the Soul Council, they move away from that. But sticking to it right here for the first third of this project. Um, the next track, actually, hold on, I did not write anything about the fifth track because just nothing that I really felt I really needed to talk about. But Unicorn Glitter. This track is about um, pussy, pretty much. That's what this track is about. Um, but to be titled Unicorn Glitter, that is that's pretty funny. And the track itself, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of cringeworthy at the same time. I didn't personally need it, but it was cool to hear because it made me laugh. It kind of made me cringe a little bit. And that just tends to happen anyway. Something that makes me cringe tends to make me laugh a little bit. But other than that, not really much to say about that track. Track number 6, High Noon, featuring Rhapsody and Ruben Vincent. Of course, Rhapsody was dope. Ruben Vincent was dope. Murs, of course. Everyone here was dope. But dropping some 5% lingo here had me like, okay, all right. Just to hear that, I fuck with that. Just like the next track, Night Shift. Just a track about always working, just always striving for, I guess more in a sense, but just better, more so. And very inspiring track, very laid back too. It kind of reminded me of that track Lo-Fi Nights off of Strange Journey into the Unimaginable from 2018. Track number 8, Give Me a Reason. This track is I believe it's for Murs's wife, I guess. He's just asking for um, another chance to be, um, just be forgiven, but it's another chance to even breathe, another reason to even breathe, because when she's not there, it feels like he can't breathe. I feel like, I believe I just said it, but I feel like he might have cheated on her. I feel like, um, I think that's what happened here, and it's just like give me another chance. Um, Even though I cheated, I'd still like another chance. It was a cool track. I really peeped that River Tiber sample, um, the West sample off of Indigo in 2016. Now again, that might be a sample off of something else. Um, it could be an original sample that River Tiber came up with, but it could have been just sampled. But then again, it could, like I said, it could just be original beat and everything. But um, track number 9, Super Kojo Bros, featuring GQ and Kojo. This track it's kind of relatable, not necessarily for me like that, but for peers that I have in the um, yeah, I guess you could say in the music industry, but not necessarily the industry itself. Like with a high, like a major label or major publication, um, more so the underground or the underground of the underground. If you ask me, just peers that I have that occupy that realm of hip hop. It's kind of relatable because I've experienced some of the stuff that they're talking about, but more so for peers that I have, they tweet about this. We've even talked about this in DMs about the things that they um, see happen once they get a little bit of success and how people start flocking towards them. Usually, people that flock, they just veered off and now they flock back to them in hordes sometimes. Just saying like, yo, fuck the industry niggas who be changing up but then want to change up once again and come back to you once you start leveling up. It's like, yeah, that's not just exclusive to the music industry. That's any avenue in life. Like when you're down, they don't want to be around you, but when you're up, that's when they start flocking back. What did Pimp C say? He said, niggas frown when you up, smile when you down. That's kind of a reverse because they might frown when you're down and walk away in a sense, but when you're up, now they want to smile or put on a fake smile. So yeah, track number 10, which was the other track I didn't have much to. I didn't write anything down about it, but still, fuck them niggas. Wait, hold on. Was it fuck them niggas or was it just fuck them? It was just fuck them. Okay. But fuck them niggas was the theme of this project. Just Murs agreeing with this woman or women who have an attitude or mentality of like, fuck them niggas. I don't need them niggas. They fucked me over for so long. I'm tired of them niggas. Like, you've seen it. I'm sure you might know somebody who's like that, or women who may be watching this. You may have that attitude yourself. Um, it's just funny that for a track like that to be on this album. Um, not that like I feel it doesn't fit. It's just funny just to hear that track anyway. Um, just for women to have that mindset, which they do, and rightfully so for probably a good majority. Um, and for Murs to even have that on this project, and for him to not only say that that's how some women feel, but he's agreeing with them. He's like, "Yeah, girl, fuck them niggas." It's pretty funny. The next track, the 11th track, is Tony Robbins' Pocketbook. This track, I feel, is for like the community, and I don't mean necessarily like the black community. It's more so for like people in the industry, like the music industry in a sense, or just anybody who has people around them that they would consider like their friends or their chosen family, and it's like a just a small tight knit community. But I feel like it's more so for um, well, not even more so, but I can relate to a little more being somebody who's not necessarily not in the industry, but I'm like I contribute for a few blogs and I do this on YouTube and everything, and I do some mixing myself. So it's kind of relatable, especially now that I have some peers that are further in it than I am. And it's just I feel like he was kind of just saying like, "Yo, God is you, God is self," and he talks about building and steel sharpening steel, and it's a very kind of cringy to say this, but it's a very woke track, and it reminded me of a seminar, like a mini TED talk, just on a hip hop track, which is dope. And the last track, Sin. Um, this actually, this actually was the track where he cheated. This track was him talking about him committing adultery. Um, Very smooth, different type of outro for a hip hop album. It kind of reminds me of Confessions too by Usher. but from like both sides in a sense, from a woman's point of view and the guy's point of view, and as a rap that's very over a very soulful type of beat. So yeah, I really enjoyed this project. I didn't necessarily go into this project with the highest of expectations. I almost kind of thought it would be a like a theme, like it would have like a Greek mythology theme about poetry, epics and things like that. Because it was last year with Hermit and Recluse, Ka and Animos. They had I want to say they were the Hermit and Recluse, and the project was titled something else. I was expecting something like that. Didn't get that at all, really. But still a dope album. I'd give it a solid 7.25 to a 7.5 out of 10. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below and what you think about my review. Um, be sure to hit the like button if you like this review. Share the review. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Also, be sure to hit the description, the show more um, option, so you can check my description and see my social media accounts and things like that. Email if you want to connect with me just a little bit further. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.